Hello and welcome to Meet the HRH Team series. Meet the Team is a series of interviews where we meet and get to know all of the core people within the HRH team. Today it gives me great pleasure to welcome Kathryn Baxter, Clinical Case Manager at Heather R. Hayes & Associates. Hi Kathryn.
Hi Minta, thank you so much for having me.
No problem. Could you tell me a little bit about your role as Clinical Case Manager at HRH?
Sure. So as a clinical case manager, actually really what I do is I work with families and individuals really as they're transitioning out of residential treatment. So what's really nice is I get to work with individuals a lot of times live and virtually to kind of help through that transition of like developing foundations in recovery and just helping families navigate those like tough waters of developing boundaries and like what the next steps are for recovery. My role through the Heather Hayes & Associates team has kind of transitioned through the last 3 years. I have done everything from intervention assists to transports and, companioning. And now I am doing like clinical case management. So,
I mean, it's such an important sort of, I guess, that transition time to have that support, for the person coming out of the treatment center, but also for the, well, and I should say especially for the family, because for them, nothing has changed really, has it? But for the individual who comes out of treatment, almost everything has changed. So kind of fitting those pieces back together must be quite difficult, I imagine, and a really tricky time to have. So to have you there, it was probably really important and helpful, I would imagine.
Yeah, because if you think about it, there's so much support in a residential treatment center, but when you leave, it's like really, when that work really begins a lot of times.
Absolutely.
So have like a whole wraparound team approach is, sometimes necessary and just really useful for the individual, for the family, and, anyone else in the support network.
Yeah, I can completely see that. And how long have you worked in this industry, Kathryn?
About 12 years in different varying capacities. I started my career out of grad school as an individual therapist in a private practice. And then I've worked at treatment centers as a primary therapist, and I was a clinical director for about 4 years before moving into like this case management role.
Fabulous. And what would you say the values are that drive you?
Oh, goodness. Just really like understanding that all of these people, like I try to just treat everyone with like the utmost dignity and respect. And just like understanding that like everyone deserves that in their recovery and throughout this whole process. Just trying to treat everybody like that throughout their whole process and every family member. It's really important to me, especially working with adolescents. I really hold that sacred in like taking care of people's adolescence, if it's through a transport or, navigating, like placing them in treatment. It's just like a really important role for me in like taking care of people's loved ones. Just like I would want, if I had a loved one going through this, I would want someone to take care of them in that way.
I think it's such what you say there about treating them with sort of dignity and respect. I think because often they can't treat themselves with that same dignity and respect. And I think they need to be able to, often people need, when they struggle to treat themselves with respect, if they are respected by those around them, slowly they can start to learn to respect and love themselves again, which is essentially what it's all about, isn't it really? And who inspired you to pursue the career you have today?
So many people. Like I've had just so many people like touch my life throughout the years. I myself am in a long-term recovery. So I've had like just so many angels touch me throughout my personal journey that have like just really been encouraging. My family has been really encouraging. Just all of these people that have helped me through my personal journey have like really kind of like pushed me along. And certainly now I have people like even on the Heather Hayes team that just like continue to inspire me to just like be a better clinician and be a better person for all the families that we help. it's just like every day I'm like, keep learning, and I just want to do better for people.
Great. And what would be the best advice you could give to someone who is struggling with either their mental health or an addiction problem?
Really just to know that there are people out there that care, and just to like take that first step of reaching out. That's like the scariest part, is just taking that first step to reach out. Once you take that first step, it's going to be okay.
Yeah, 100%. Crossing that line. I agree. And what do you enjoy doing when you're not working?
Well, I live in South Florida, sunny South Florida. So I love to be outside. I have 2 dogs, and I just got engaged. So right now I'm just focused on like planning my wedding, being outside, planning my wedding. That takes up all of my time right now.
That's amazing. Congratulations. That's so exciting. That's so exciting. And my final question for you, Kathryn, is what is your secret talent that no one knows about?
Oh, goodness. No one knows about. I'm a really good tennis player. I guess that would be one.
Wow. And have you been playing tennis for a long time?
Yeah, I've been playing since I was little.
Oh, wow. And you still play now?
I do.
Oh, fabulous. Well, I'm sure that no one knew about that, or not many people knew about that anyway, outside of your close circle of family and friends. So thank you so much for your time, Kathryn, and letting us to get to know a little bit more about you. And we'll see you soon.